Hello everyone, Kyle here. Just wanted to give a portfolio update on this Wednesday. It is May 13th. I have an about $11,100 portfolio using leveraged investing. I'm doing a 60-20-20 split with upro, GLD, and BND, and wanted to go over just quickly how the market's been the last week or so. So it's been positive for me, but not really big moves. Obviously this month's been killer. I mean, I've had crazy. Now it's a little bit skewed. Obviously, if I go back 3 months, it's not as crazy. Well, shit, that is pretty crazy. And year to date, I have a pretty strong return. But in the last week, it's been a 3% return, which is massive in a week. But I would say it's been very choppy, up and down, up and down. As you can see, we've been a lot of the returns recently in this last week have been driven by gold. Um, or not. I guess that changed. I guess I was looking a couple days ago. Yeah, gold had a good return. UPro, I believe, hit an all-time high today. Let's take a quick look. Um, 52-week high, 42.70. Yeah, it's probably hit it somewhere over here. Okay, so we had a uh, a 52-week high. We had an all-time high for UPro. Um, and right now, if we go into my portfolio mix where I track how each one is doing compared to one another, this is what I've put in. This is what it's worth. Now remember this number is like minus 1,000 for some what's the word? Uh, you know what they're called, the margin that they give you. They give you free margin. So overall, it's I just wanted to go over quickly because the drift in my portfolio is starting to get pretty substantial. And what I mean by that is that look at this. We have a 64% allocation. We've lost about 4 or so% on bonds and GLD. Now, my goal is every quarter I'm going to rebalance. So that means I'm going to be trimming a lot of my winnings in the next 2 months, assuming it stays like this. Now, this could all tank if we go to war with Iran, or rather, we're at war with Iran, but it could tank harder if it gets more serious. This war with Iran. Right now, the war hasn't been super serious, and I think that's why um, UPro has been dominating. I mean, you see $1,000 increase in a pretty short period of time, 70% increase since I've started. And I really only started this back in, look at that, March. So over the last 2 months, I've had a 17% increase on UPro, which is pretty impressive. Now, what I will say is that it hasn't been, I don't know, I guess I was expecting more volatility when I started this. I think so far it's been pretty calm. Even the Iran stuff was so short term, like when the market was tanking, it was so short term, bounced so quickly back that I guess I was expecting more volatility overall, and I really haven't gotten the volatility that I was expecting when I started this journey. And I know I'm super early into it, but definitely it's been easy holding this so far. I really haven't stressed out holding this portfolio, which is a lot of people talk about these big drawdowns, but I think you need a real bear year. It's not going to be like a small crash that worries me. It's going to be like a year where we go straight down. Um, Short term, I'm expecting troubles, but long term, the next year or two, I'm not really expecting the markets to tank. So I'm kind of getting excited for the rebalance because once again with this Iran stuff, I'd love to get more into bonds and gold because I am worried about this Euro position tanking due to Iran nonsense. So that's my biggest concern with this portfolio is that the president or whoever political events can tank your performance. But right now it's been positive. Right now it's been a strong performance um, ever since March. And like I said, I mean I can go back 1 month. I wish I could do like when did I start March around here? 8,000 to 11,000. It's like a thousand. What's the return? $1,000 return. So it's definitely been pretty strong. Obviously my hedges are holding me back, but that's kind of the point. Like I didn't want to go 100% UPro because that would stress me out. So I definitely want to see how far this changes, this allocation changes as we rebalance or as we get closer to the rebalance. But I will say it's drifting way quicker than I was expecting it to. Like I wasn't expecting a 5% drift yet. I was expecting like a 2 or 3% drift by the end of this month. But yeah, this is a pretty strong drift to the point where rebalancing is going to make more and more sense. Now, here are my concerns generally about gold is that gold, the point of gold for me is a hedge. It's because bonds kind of depend on the U.S. government. So I wanted gold because it's not going to be related to the U.S. debt market. And it's not going to be related to the S&P. But the problem is gold recently has really been acting like a risk asset. It really hasn't been acting like the hedge I want it to be. I'm hoping over a longer period of time it will act more like that. But I mean, you can tell like it's running up with the stocks. Now, recently it hasn't been performing with the stocks. Like it's been kind of like choppy, which is actually how I prefer it to be. I don't want it to be like jumping with stocks or jumping with bonds or whatever, or falling with bonds or falling with stocks. I really want it to be a true hedge against these other products. But right now, as you can tell, and kind of the thesis expected this, but as you can tell, upro is leading the charge. Um, if we keep having these all-time highs, I'm going to be enjoying myself. So definitely been enjoying it. I just want to give a quick update because I haven't updated in 2 weeks. I wanna be more consistent with my updates, but I'm very lazy. But yeah, right now it's been very little contributions. It's gonna stay like that. I'm not gonna contribute too much until I pay off my car. That's my goal. I have a car payment and I want to pay off my car early. So that's where my goal is. Once the car is paid off, I'm gonna go back into dumping money into the stock market. But right now, this is just the credit card points and gains. This is so we haven't really gained too much. I think we've gained like $200 or $300 since the last time I posted. Um, but overall, we're chugging along. You know, we're obviously I'm very happy about the return so far, but we want to remain cautiously optimistic because political turbulence can absolutely wipe this entire portfolio out. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments about the portfolio, feel free to comment.